If only you know what a rich man knows, regardless of what you give to a poor person, that poor person will lose it because he does not have the knowledge that will sustain wealth. He only has the knowledge of consumption, of bringing everything down to his level. A person who has financial intelligence with no money is better than a person who has a lot of money with no financial intelligence. A person who has not become successful, who only have money, is always afraid of losing money. He knows that if he loses this big money, he may not be lucky again. What makes a person rich is not the liabilities that you show off. Having success alone without becoming is like borrowing money. It is not yours. You will soon return it to the owner. There are many people that died without writing the books that was in their mind. There are many people that died without doing the music that was in them. There are many people that died without doing the businesses that they had in mind to do. There are many people that died with a lot of technology. Everything that we are seeing in our world today, the cameras, the phones, the airplanes, the AIs, and the rest of them, those are not the only things that are in people's mind. What you have in your mind is not valuable to anybody until you start working. What you have is a sign of what you have done. Your having is not what defines you. You define what you have. Many people in their lifetime will not achieve their goals because in this video, you are going to learn how to become successful, not just how to have success. You need to pay attention to those words because they are not the same. There's a difference between becoming successful and having success. Having success is having money and everything that money can buy. But becoming successful is more than that. And that is what we are going to be learning today. Success is not having money alone. Success is not having the good things of life alone. Success is beyond that. Honestly speaking, when people are talking about success, what everyone having a conversation always, think about is cars, houses, fame, influence, luxury. And I used to think that way too until I began to search and learn about success and greatness. And I realized that money is not success, that money is only a sign of success, not the real deal. So if I ask you, what is your definition of success? What will you say? That success is the achievement of your goals, that going from being broke to being rich is success? Well, that is correct, but incomplete. Success is beyond achievement of goals. There are other things that needs to be added to your definition and understanding of success for it to be more meaningful and more purposeful. Because if success is only limited to achieving goals, that means when a thief actually achieves his desire of robbing a bank is equal to a businessman and entrepreneur that worked hard and became successful in his business. They are both equal because both of them achieved the same thing. He stole, he worked hard. It is both the same thing. But when you add meaning and purpose to success, it now becomes something impactful. It now becomes something different. That is why I said that it's not just having success that we are learning today, it's becoming successful. There are many definitions of success. I'm going to give you one of the most powerful definitions of success that I've learned so far that changed the way I view success, and it will also help you in your success journey. Now, this is it. Success is not just the achievement of goals. Success is not what you pursue. Success is what you attract based on who you are becoming. It is more about becoming than chasing. It is more about becoming than having. If you have things without becoming, without having a proper and a solid identity, you are in a big trouble. We only pay attention to the things that we have, which is very important. I don't deny that fact. It is very important to have a lot of money, but your becoming is essential to your having. There is a kind of person that you need to become in your success journey in order to have the things that you have. If you know anything about money, you understand that money follows value. That wherever there is value, there is money. If you create value, you can have money. So if money follows value, Becoming a person of value will make you attract money than chasing it the way every other person do. Becoming a person of value is more powerful than having valuable things because money will always follow you. Imagine that you are the value that money follows. That's mean whether you want it or you don't want it, money will always come to you because you are so valuable. You are the kind of person that attracts it. You are not begging for it. If you become a valuable person, money will always follow you because of who you are and what you know. A person who has financial intelligence with no money is better than a person who has a lot of money with no financial intelligence. Over time, the person who has financial IQ will be rich. The one with only money will lose it through his zero financial IQ. Becoming successful is better than just having success. A person who has become successful is not afraid of losing his wealth because he knows what to do to get it back if it gets lost. He's not afraid. He knows exactly how he made it. He knows the principles, he knows the steps, he knows the factors, he knows what to do to recreate the wealth that he lost through any circumstances at all. That is for a person who has become successful. But a person who has not become successful, who only have money without becoming the person, without the knowledge, is always afraid of losing money because he knows that if he loses this big money, if he loses his things, he may not be lucky again. If he loses money, he may not get it back again. He's so afraid to keep what he has gotten through luck, maybe through a big win, through a favor. He's so afraid that he will lose it. The question I have for you now is, who will you rather be? The one who becomes or the one who only has? The one who attracts or the one who chases? Who will you be? It is very easy to have things. It is very easy to have success. But to become successful, it is not easy. Many people have success, many people have things, but only few people have become truly successful because only few people choose the path of process over instant show off. There is a difference between looking rich and truly becoming rich. Looking rich is very easy. Very easy. Many people in our world today, many people these days, they look rich. Only few people are truly rich. What makes a person rich is not the liabilities that you show off in the name of luxury and priority living. Riches are a product of your value, your investments, and your assets. It is not showing off liabilities. Having success alone without becoming is like borrowing money. It is not yours. You will soon return it to the owner. That is the problem of having things. But when you pay the price to become successful, then you are now in charge. Having heard all these things and hoping that you want to become successful over just having success, I'm going to give you the framework of how to become successful for you to apply in your success journey. And this framework is a step-by-step blueprint that you can use in whatever career or whichever area of life that you are functioning in. The first framework on how to become successful is becoming. Most people don't want to be so much. They don't want to pay attention to their identity. I've heard of people that are rich that have committed suicide because they could not find fulfillment, they could not find meaning, they could not find peace and joy, regardless of what they have. Meanwhile, most poor people and most broke people think that if only I have money, I will be all right. What am I looking for? But they don't know that there is a level where you reach when you have all the things that you want to have. There will still be a void. There will be an emptiness. There will be something that is lacking. There is a knowledge that is missing, something that will give you peace, something that will give you fulfillment, something that will not make you miserable. Your identity, your mindset, the knowledge that you use in running your life is essential to your success. Very essential because you can have something, but because of your personality, your identity, the kind of knowledge you operate in life, you can lose it all. In scripture, there's somebody called a rich fool. And there is a reason why someone can have and still be a fool. That's supposed not to be, but because of the complexities of human beings, you can have someone who is rich and who is foolish. You can have somebody who is rich who is still wicked. And this is one of the things that we are having issue with in our world today. Most people are rich, they are millionaires, they are billionaires. Most people in the government, they have what it takes to live a good life. But regardless of all they have, we still hear them stealing. We still hear them not looking out for the people, regardless of all they have, because of their kind of identity, because of their kind of personality. The true essence of a man is in his becoming, not in his having. Anybody can have, but only few people can become the person that is lovable, the person that is reasonable, the person that people will look up to for inspiration, look up to for encouragement. Another part of becoming is the knowledge aspect. It is in becoming that is when you have all the knowledge that will sustain you as a person. It is in becoming that is when you know all the principles, all the understanding that will help you to sustain everything you do and everything that you have. If you have something and you don't have understanding, you'll be afraid because you are going to lose it. It's in your becoming that you get all the knowledge that you require for human capital, for human development, for increase. Because becoming is all about knowledge. Becoming is all about what you know. If you don't know anything, your life will be very empty. Someone can win a lottery, hundreds of millions of dollars, and yet, after 1 year, after 2 years, that person will be dead broke because that person does not have the knowledge and the idea of how to use what he has to multiply it. He has not become that person of value. That is why, regardless of what you give to a poor person, that poor person will lose it because he does not have the knowledge that will sustain wealth. He only has the knowledge of consumption, of bringing everything down to his level. There is a reason why people are the way they are. It is based on who they have become over the years, based on the kind of knowledge that is operating in their mind. So the becoming is a place of knowledge, is a place where you build informations, where you develop yourself, where you develop your mind, where you acquire valuable and useful information. That is the value of becoming. If you lose all your wealth today, you can make it back because you know the principles, you understand the game of money, you know how the economy works, you know how value works, you know how money exchange hands, you know how to acquire, you know how to invest, you know how to gain assets from scratch to the top. This is the rule of becoming successful. Somebody can mistakenly transfer money into your account, you are rich. Somebody can bless you, you can be favored, you can get lucky and have big money. But that is not a guarantee. That is not a guarantee. Any money that you don't have the ability to make by yourself legally, you don't have the ability to manage it. Any money that you cannot make, manage, and multiply will be lost. It is in the place of becoming. That is when you know how to become valuable. That is when you build your value. That is when you refine your value. That is when you deploy your value. And that is when you market your value. The difference between a poor man and a rich man is information. There is something that a rich man knows that a poor man does not know. If only you know what a rich man knows, have his knowledge, have his experience, have his relationships, have the things that has made him who he has become, you'll be one too. Becoming successful is all about trainings. It's all about mindsets. It's all about knowledge. It's all about learning. It's all about your level of financial intelligence. It's all about your identity. It is all about the way you think, the way you see, the way you perceive, the way you position, the way you communicate, the way you move strategically, the way you analyze things, the way you read things. That is your becoming. People don't become successful based on what they have, they become successful based on their understanding. If you know the game of life, then you can win. If you know the game of money and economy, you can win. But if you don't know anything, you will lose. You will lose. If everything in your life is all about what you have, not who you are and what you know, then you're going to lose big time in this game. This is how necessary and essential becoming is. Places like the university, the college, school is necessary because they make someone who is ignorant to become a person of value. So they make someone who is empty headed, who is ignorant, who is naive to become a medical doctor that can handle the human body. They make someone who does not know anything to become sound in the law and to be able to defend people as a profession with the knowledge of the law, being a lawyer. That is what education does. Education gives you a professional value that after 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, and many years of learning and practicing, you now know what to do in this area of life because you have that value. You will be paid, you have resources. Once you have a value that can solve people's problem, you are made. That is the idea of school. School is there to empower you with a specific value in an area of life. So you spent that much year in school to become a person. And because you have become a specific individual in the world, whenever you solve the problem, you have resources. The second framework on becoming successful is action. After becoming and acquiring all the knowledge, the second aspect is action. If you know a lot and you don't do what you know, you will still be poor. You will not have success. It will not show. Your actions are supposed to be a product of who you have become. You need to show workings. This is where you begin to act out who you are. It is in your actions that we know your value. It is in your actions that we know what you are capable of. It's in your actions that is where you solve problems. It's in your actions that is where you draw attention to yourself. You become influential in an area, in an industry. It is in your actions what you do based on who you have become. If you have spent time to become and learn everything about medicine, then you need to start practicing. You need to start giving out solution, treating people, making people to heal. I'm just using educational aspect. There are many other aspects. Your doing comes from who you have become. Your doing should come from who you have become. Once you begin to do, now you are now showing the world who you are in detail, in practice. This is the problem of people that know a lot and don't have results. You know so much, but you don't do anything. Your actions must be consistent with your personality so that there will not be any conflict, regardless of what you know, regardless of who you are. This is a physical world. Human beings, we work with what we see. If you don't unlock your value by what you do, nobody knows. If you're a great singer and you don't sing in your lifetime, nobody knew. If you're a great soccer player, football player, and you never played, nobody knows that. The only person we know is Ronaldo, Messi, Mbappe, and the rest of them. If you are a good inventor and you never produced any device, any technology, nobody knows what you have in your mind. It is when you act out what you know. That is when people see your value. Action is very, very necessary. The reason why we respect Elon Musk is because we are seeing his works. We are seeing the things he's doing, the things he's inventing, not just the things he's saying. The reason why we respect what he says anytime he says it is because we have seen what he has done so far with his life. We have seen what he has done so far in technology with his inventions. We have seen what he has done so far, the milestones, the figures, the businesses, the companies. We have seen it. We must see your value through your actions. You cannot tell us that you have this level of knowledge and this level of intelligence, and yet we don't see a corresponding result of what you are saying in your actions. It looks as though you are lying. So there must be an action that must back up your personality. You believe that you're going to become successful, then you need to do the things that are necessary for your success. Your actions is very, very crucial to your success. It is the second layer to success. So nobody knows the great ideas you have. Someone said one action is better than 10,000 intentions. One action is better because intention only remains in your imaginations. Your ideas only remains in the unseen, in your mind, and it cannot profit anybody. It is not valuable to anybody. What you have in your mind, in you, is not valuable to anybody until you start working, until you start acting, until you start producing, until you start making things happen. What you have cannot profit anybody until you act. So behind everything you see in our world today, someone took the rigor to make it happen. Behind everything that you see in our world today, somebody make sure it happened. You have a mind-blowing idea, but you never did it. Many people in their lifetime will not achieve their goals because they only enjoyed the massiveness of their ideas, of their imagination. They never brought it into a physical context where we can interact with it. Many people, they will talk about their visions, talk about their dreams, but they may never live to see it happen. This is one of the things that I learned from Dr. Miles Monroe. He said that one of the richest places in the world today is the graveyard because there are many people that died without writing the books that was in their mind. There are many people that died without doing the music that was in them. There are many people that died without doing the businesses that they had in mind to do. There are many people that died with a lot of technology. Everything that we are seeing in our world today, the cameras, the phones, the airplanes, the AIs, and the rest of them, those are not the only things that are in people's mind. The things we see are the ones that people had the courage to bring out. The things we see are the things that people fought to make sure it becomes a reality. There are many other things, billions of ideas, loads of ideas that people had in their mind in their lifetime that could have even made life easier, made life more better, but they didn't harness it, they didn't produce it, they didn't act it out, so it died. Many movies we could have watched, but they didn't bring it up. Many songs we could have sung, but they never produced it. Many books we could have read, but nobody ever did it. So the graveyard is full of potentials of people who never got to release all their potentials, who never got to release all their gifts to the world, and they went to the grave with it. Action, action, action. What you do, what you do, what you do is necessary for your success. The third and the final framework on becoming successful is what you have. The proof that you are successful is what you have. Anybody can say, I am a billionaire. Anybody can say, I am a millionaire. I am the most intelligent person in the world. Anybody can say, I'm the richest person in the world. Anybody can say that. Anybody can make that claim. Anybody can claim anything that they want to claim. Is your mouth, is your voice, but it is in your having. That is where we see it. If you say you are a billionaire, show us the billions. If you say you are an inventor, show us the things you have, not just who you are, not just the things you have done and failed at, but the things that you have as a result of who you are. We men, we believe based on what we see, based on what you have made happen. It cannot remain in your mind. You must have it. This is where having money and luxury come in, which is the last part of it. Having money is necessary to show that you are successful. Is a sign that you are successful. That is not the only factor, but that is the concluding part. That is the icing to the cake. That is what shows us that you have done an amount of work. In fact, any amount of money that you have now is a product of the level of value you have created to the people. If you don't have a lot, it shows us the amount of contribution and value you are bringing to the society. The amount of money you have is based on the amount of value you have offered. What you have is a sign of what you have done. Your having is not what defines you. You define what you have, but your having is like a report card, is a report of the kind of work you have done and the kind of person you are, the kind of mindset you have, the kind of knowledge you have. It is a sign, it is a symbol of success. You need to become, you need to do, and you need to have. And you can apply this in every industry. Whatever you are going for, you need to make sure that you become the person that fits into that. You need to do the things that corresponds with that arena, with that field. And you need to have the things that shows that you are successful. So this is the framework on how to become successful. You attract success based on who you become. So who are you? Who have you become over the years? What have life made you? What have your environment made you to be? What is the level of your actions? And what do you have? These three must be present in your life. Focus on your becoming, focus on your doing, and focus on your having. The three of them are very important. Don't miss any of them. Don't only just be, also do. Don't only do, also have. Because if you are very little in your identity, you only do little things. And if you do only little things, you only have little. But if you are big on your inside, big on your identity, you'll be big in your actions. The kind of projects you'll be doing will be massive, big projects. And what you have also is going to be massive. You're going to have the luxury that you desire. Just to be wise. This is the Mindset Circle, and my name is Israel James. And if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel and like and share this content with your friends and your family. See you later.